Hey guys, Kelade here. Welcome to my Mythic Fallen Avatar kill/commentary video. For this fight, in the beginning, we're just going to charge in right away, pop all of our cooldowns into Moonglaze and Whirlwind. That way our first Rampage and Battlecry can be cleaved onto the Maiden for extra damage, right? If you're Moonglaze and Odin Sphere can cleave on her, great, right? You can start off with 5 million DPS right off the bat. For right there, you guys saw for our Endbound Chaos, all of our melee lines up right in the middle, and we all fan out to the sides. Now, this is really good in letting your melee have uptime on the boss without having to run out of range, and you're also not interrupting the range, which they have pretty limited space in how they're running because you have two range that really has to run up in a line. Right here, when you get the Shadow Blades for our melee, or pretty much anybody that gets it, we put it on the side, and especially if you're melee, we put it in like the front corner. That way it's as out of the room as possible, since this is kind of the theme of the fight. You want to make sure that you're really comfortable with where you're putting everything. That way you maximize the amount of real estate that you have to work with on the fight. Whenever I can on this fight, if I can proc Odin's Fury, or if I can use Moonglaze and kind of take the damage onto Maiden too, I'll try to do that also. Now, for this fight, I usually always save my heroic leap actually for leaping out with the blades. Whenever the boss does like the cleansing protocol, not cleansing protocol, sorry. Whenever the boss does like the AoE and you have to run out of the boss, I usually just run out of that and I save my leaps for the blades because you really want to put those in the right place. Now, of course, whenever cleansing protocol actually happens, we hit the maiden and make sure that she is brought down. So right here, I have my Moonglaze up, drop it next to the maiden, try to get the Odin Sphere to hit her, but unfortunately I had to walk too far away from Inbound Chaos, so that unfortunately not here hit her. So right here, the Rupture Realities, I just walk out. You don't really need to waste a hero lead for this. You really do want to save it for the Shadow Blades, because generally, whenever he does do that priest mechanic, Shadow Blades follows up pretty much right afterwards, and you want to make sure that you're able to place these in a nice place that's away from the rest of your raid. Really quickly, the talents that I used for this fight, actually specifically, I accidentally took War Machine, but you really want to go with the single target talent setup that you see right there with everything including Endless Rage. Unfortunately, right there, I don't know. I'm guessing that those Inbound Chaos got a little bit ahead of me. So you want to be careful. If you ever get low from Inbound Chaos, make sure you pop Enrage Regen if you need it. If not, you can always save Enrage Regen for when he does that AoE to run up from the boss. In case you ever get not far away enough, you can pop Enrage Regen to make sure that you don't actually die. So once again, whenever she goes into her cleansing protocol, make sure you DPS her. Unfortunately, I have a blade. So when I have the back blades, I try to jump to the sides so that way it doesn't cleave through the entire room. It only kind of cleaves through that corner that the blade is on along the side. Luckily, as warriors, makes it really easy for us and also the rest of the raid. Whenever there's a back blade, I just jump it off to the sides. That way, only one or two people have to really move out of it. It's whatever range is assigned over there at the time. Once again, Inbound Chaos, just run along the slide. If you get hit by one, it's not a big deal. It's only when you start getting hit by like two or three, then that's when you can start dying. So don't panic too much. It's okay if you have to stutter step a little bit if you run out of room. Once again, another Chaos, another Shadow Blade comes out, just bring it out to the side, get it out of everybody's way. Now, unfortunately, somebody has dropped their Inbound Chaos. You can, sorry, their Shadowy Blades. You can see on the right, it's kind of blocking my path. So right here, you guys will see me when this Inbound Chaos comes out. I'm going to stutter step a little bit just to reduce the amount of room that my Unbound Chaos takes. So that way I have more room to work with. Because right now, the worst thing you want to do is you don't want to run it into the tank. Because the tank can't really move, especially if they're tanking the maiden in a certain place. And also, a lot of times you don't want your tanks to be getting away from melee range. If they are the one that's currently taking the boss, right, you want them to be within the melee range of the boss. Again, this comes out, we just go ahead and burst her down. If you guys don't have a weak aura to track whatever that thing you guys see at the top, which tracks the duration of her protocol and her health, I'll link a link to that weak aura down in the description below. So another set of Unbound Chaos to make sure, same thing as always, just keep going the same direction. I mean, if you guys have like 8 melee, it gets crowded. Right now on this specific encounter, we're only doing 4. I think when we did the kill, it was like around 6. But whatever it is, you guys can actually walk together as long as nobody is sprinting way ahead of everybody else. So right here, we're getting kind of close. Maiden of Valor herself is getting around to 1%. So this is going to be really soon. She's going to do there's gonna be a Rupture Reality coming out here, but actually the Maiden dies so fast that we didn't even get to do this. Ideally, what would happen is we actually don't kill the Maiden right there. We'll just keep DPSing Avatar a little bit so we can come down to phase 2 with even less HP on him. But it's not a big deal. Right when we get down here, just pop all your cooldowns. I pop my second pot here actually because this is actually a really good period of time where you're actually not moving too much. Now, those things that you guys can see, the green little circles where people are soaking right now, if it is in melee or if it's a little bit to the right side of the boss, our melee does soak it. But more likely or not, it's going to be further in range, and it's a good time to pop all of your cooldowns along with their pots right here. So right here, unfortunately, our plan is the first soaker goes to the left, which is where I went, and all the melee goes and soak it. But unfortunately, all of our melee went to the right side of the lake for some reason, and I ended up soaking the the mage's dark mark by myself, so that's unfortunate. But luckily, you get a B-res, not too much damage loss because I was going to be standing over here with the rest of the group anyways. When this meteor impact hits, this is also where I use my commanding shout just to help out the raid a little bit, make sure they have enough HP to live through the mechanics. Right here, another dark mark comes to melee, we soak it, and whenever I can, when I'm going up from dark marks, if I don't want to use avalanche potion, I can always just charge. Sometimes it's even faster to just charge because you can charge while you're midair. Where avalanche potion, you kind of have to fall down first. So right here, trying to DPS the boss as long as I can before I have to leap out. But I also have to make sure when I'm leaping out that I don't leap through a tornado because you really don't want to get a tornado debuff, especially once you get later on to the fight when your healers have to do a lot of stuff and a lot of things that they deal with. You want to really help them out by taking as little tornadoes as humanly possible. So we're going to bring the boss over here. Once the boss is no longer moving, pop my Moonglaze, go through my cooldown. In hindsight, since I was losing Juggernaut stacks every single time we were doing this, I should just be using my Odin's Fury and Battlecry actually, because I'm not building up that many Juggernaut stacks. So it's okay if you're not going to be, utilizing the Juggernaut stacks to just be using your Odin's Fury in your Battlecries. Right? Because once the boss gets over here, my Juggernaut stacks are already gone. But it is possible, however, to actually keep your Juggernaut stacks. So one is you have to leap out as late as possible, and two is it really helps if you have a tank like a monk or a warrior tank that can taunt and make the boss run faster. Now, if you don't have those speed taunts, I don't think it'll work. But there you have it, Fallen Avatar is down. After the release of the Netherite Crucible, this fight was much easier for our guild. We went from barely getting through phase 1 and phase 2 separately into two-shotting him the day that the Netherite Crucible came out. But that's it for this fight. I'm glad to be representing Fury Warriors on this fight. There's not too many people that have killed this fight as Fury, and now we're gonna kill Jaden as a Fury Warrior too. Thanks for checking out the video, guys, and feel free to subscribe to see more content. See ya!